I'm Emmie, and I have polycystic kidney disease, PKD, and I'm also bipolar, but we're mostly talking about the PKD today. So, one of the things that I do is sew. I learned how to sew mostly out of frustration because my clothes, I couldn't find clothes that fit properly. One of the side effects with PKD is your kidneys get enlarged, and a lot of people have what's affectionately known as PKD belly, which basically means you look just, a few months to all the way pregnant. People get asked all the time, so what do you do? Like, I'm not, I just have really big kidneys. So PKD, for those who don't know, is a genetic disorder, rather rare-ish, that enlarges your kidneys with a bunch of fluid-filled cysts. And as the kidneys get larger and the cysts become more numerous and larger, your kidney function also goes down. So most people with PKD will eventually hit stage 5, which is complete kidney failure. And at that point, you need to be on dialysis or have had a kidney transplant. I'm currently at stage 4. So when I found that out just a few weeks ago, I wasn't so happy about that because I'd been hanging on at stage 3 for like 10 years. And I was hoping to slide by and be one of those people who didn't go much lower until I was like 90. And then, I'd pass from something completely unrelated, because that does happen. Unfortunately, my body is not working with me. And so I'm at stage 4. I've definitely got a decrease in function to the point where it's, I believe they said it was 26% of what normal function for your kidneys is. I drink a lot of water, and I'm actually going to be starting a medication that has been shown in trials. It's not long out of clinical trials, but it's been shown to slow down the progression of loss of function. And in some people's cases, they actually say it decreases their pain, which is also a huge benefit, because while not everyone has a great deal of pain, I do. And a lot of people do. Between pain and fatigue and things being very uncomfortable, I don't like anything tight around this area. It hurts. When my doctor has me laying down, I'm not gonna lay down for this, but when my doctor has me laying down and she just does a little touchy, if she's just even a little rough, particularly right in this area, I will shoot up into shoot as far as I can, because also contracting my abs also hurts. But I'll shoot up into a "what are you doing to me? I might hurt you" kind of position. And she can feel my kidneys from here. Kidneys are not supposed to be able to be felt by touch, particularly from the front. But so one of the things that I do to kind of help to get me in a cheery mood is I sew things. Mostly tops, like the top that I'm wearing. I just made that yesterday. And somebody asked me, sorry, making noise. Somebody asked me recently, when was I diagnosed and when I started feeling effects? And I was actually diagnosed at 20, which is considered fairly young. I mean, there is a version of PKD that happens overwhelmingly in juveniles. It's the recessive version, which is even more rare than the dominant version. I have the dominant version. But for me, for having the dominant version, getting diagnosed, meaning that they can actually see enlargement and see multiple cysts at 20, is pretty young. The common wisdom is the younger you're diagnosed, the younger you will have complete kidney failure, like the faster it progresses. My case has not actually been that way. I'm on a couple of groups and I see people all the time much younger than me who are already on dialysis or who've had 1 or 2 kidney transplants already. So I'm very grateful that my health has not been too bad overall. One of the bad things about being in chronic pain is because of the type of pain, they don't actually know why I'm in pain, or other people. And because they don't know why, they don't know what works to stop pain. One of the things that we are told is to not have any NSAIDs. No aspirin, no Advil, no Motrin. Now, that gets a little ugly once a month. And you can have Tylenol. Even as a child, Tylenol really didn't do anything for pain for me. So I spend a lot of time in pain that just simply can't be relieved. I spend a lot of time in bed. And doctors are reluctant to prescribe anything. As far as I've heard from other people, opioids don't do a very good job on the kidney pain. And we really don't know. We just simply don't know enough about why you're in pain, what would help relieve the pain, all those things. So, after being diagnosed at 20, I went on about my merry way. Not that I was in much denial. Yeah, I was. And so I did my thing, lived my life, and tried to do some basic, this sounds like a smart idea. Things like, don't really do any contact sports because you can cause a cyst rupture. And cyst ruptures hurt like the dickens. They are nothing to play with. And so, trying to avoid basic things like that. Okay. I use a rough cutout of a pattern because I can't actually read a regular pattern. They don't make any sense to me. So I fudge around it. And it seems to be working okay for me to do it that way. This color of blue is one of my favorite colors. So I'm always happy to make something about it. I forgot what I was saying. Brain fog. Brain fog is also a thing when you're getting to lower and lower kidney function. My theory is that your kidneys aren't filtering stuff properly. You have extra toxins and whatnot built up in your bloodstream. And so your brain's just not firing on all cylinders like it needs to be, like it should be. Not that it makes you stupid, but it certainly gives you that little ness about you. And I started feeling effects when really in my 30s. The first effect that was very evident was that I started having high blood pressure, which was unusual for me because I'd always had low blood pressure. And high blood pressure, one of the effects of that is that by itself, high blood pressure can cause kidney damage. So because the whole point when you're being treated for PKD, and there really weren't very many treatments, it was more of a wait and see type thing. So the treatment that I'm looking to get now is almost brand spanking new, and it's the only thing right now that's targeted to treat PKD. So when I was in my 30s, I'm 46, I started getting high blood pressure, and so of course I was on medication, and it was really well controlled. In the last 2 years, my blood pressure has gone sky high, And so I've had to change things and add medications. I'm now on 3 different blood pressure medications to keep it under control and then try to stave off any extra damage. So I would be on 3 blood pressure medications and another medication just around my kidneys. The other thing was like I said, the chronic fatigue and the pain. So physically, it's a bit taxing. And most people don't understand it. One, most people have never heard of it. So it's hard to understand something you've never even heard of. And 2, people tend to generalize. I do it myself. They're like, oh, in order to make a connection, like, I get that. I've had that kind of day and I've not felt well, and I'm like, I appreciate you, but it's not the same. Oftentimes you'll find people think that you're just really lazy, which is not to say I can't be lazy, but when I say I can't do something, it's because I look fine. In fact, one of my things I do for my mood is try to be dressed and be cute and feel cute, because that overall makes me feel better. It works against me in that people look at me and go, oh, you're fine, just a little chubby. And while I'm like, yeah, I am a little chubby, I'm also not fine. And so one of the things everybody will tell you is, well, you need to exercise and it will make you feel better, except it won't. In my case, exercise, many kinds of exercise are actually dangerous for me to do. I do walk. Walking is good. Running is not. Running is very jarring on me and it hurts. It hurts my abdomen, which most people don't quite get, because when you say running hurts, they're thinking your knees or your feet, maybe even your back, but your abdomen seems odd. Well, I can't do crunches and sit-ups and things that are extremely core centric, because my core is not the way it should be. My kidneys are huge, which means they've displaced everything else. So all my stuff is in weird spots. I still have an appetite, and I'm very reasonably good one, but I have a very limited amount that I can eat. And plus, on top of the amount of water I need to drink daily, I don't eat very much, and I feel full very quickly. Going out to dinner is a complete indulgence, because it's all about enjoying 3 bites of food, not actually having a whole meal most of the time. Sometimes I know I'm going out, and so I decide, okay, I'm not going to eat a whole lot right now, so that in 3 hours I have enough room to enjoy more of my food. But on average, I take home food all the time, or I leave it there, or I give it to somebody, or somehow it does not get eaten by me. And that's just how things go for me. I am making a swing dress, which when I'm finished with it, should be a little tighter around here. I might even put a band or something right beneath the bust, and then it'll come out so that it flows over my stomach and over my hips a little bit. And since this royal blue is one of my favorite colors, I figured I have a little bit of this fabric. I really don't have anything planned for it. Why not a cute dress? So I figured I would cut out things while I was talking, because I find talking into the camera very disconcerting, because I don't see who I'm talking to. When I'm doing other things, it goes better. It may be distracting for someone else, I don't know. I'm just doing what's working for me at this point. So I forgot to refold the edge over on the second part that I was doing. So I'm having to estimate where I should have had a fold, and then I'm going to cut out so that both sides match, so that I have, a nice dress, cut out, where everything should match up, and definitely make sure to give myself some seam allowance. Funnily enough, I learned to sew using YouTube videos. I took sewing in school one time, and I made this adorable tank top that somehow fell completely apart the minute I picked it up to show my teacher, and it did that. It just fell apart. I hadn't managed to get the seams tight at all or finished, and of course now I've learned that you have to go over your seam at the very beginning and at the end to knot it. Yeah, somehow missed all that in class. So I've always felt like, oh, I can't sew, I'm just terrible at it. And given the opportunity to learn from videos, I could take the videos that make the most sense to me and use those. And I could also improvise quite a bit because these clothes are for me. I can figure out what's working for me. I can figure out a way to learn what I want to know and do what I want to do. So I'm always adding elastic here and there that wasn't necessarily called for in the original. I make my own block pattern. You know, I just took a t-shirt and basically traced it out so that I know it would fit me. And then I go from there and alter things. So now I have to pin all this together. I'm going to pin the one that I forgot to fold because that one is in two pieces. And it really should have only been in one large piece. But, you know, mistakes are made. So this will end up being the back because it's going to have a seam going down the middle, which actually is not a bad idea. You know, that way I know automatically which piece is the back and the front. You're supposed to put your front sides together, but frankly, they look the same to me, so I don't think it matters on this particular fabric. Sometimes it's obvious which is the front, which is the back. This is not one of those times. So I am just going to do the seam up. I'm not going to sew because I discovered when I was doing the dishes video that the sound is really loud. Background sounds. It's probably background sounds in this video too. But the background sounds of really loud things are really loud, obviously. And so my husband very graciously went in with his musical equipment and compressed the sound and brought out my vocals so that I could be heard over the dishes, which is why I decided not to sew while I'm trying to do this. But I could always change my mind because why not? I'm a girl. I change my mind all the time. I know, perpetuating a serious stereotype right there. Anyway, so with my PKD, what did I say? I'm in pain a lot. I'm in pain right now, but it's doable. So, you know, there are definitely points where life has to stop as far as a lot of activity. But right now I can do this, and because I only sew for myself, I do it on my schedule. When I'm feeling up to it, I sew things. When I'm not, I think of things to sew. I watch videos. I watch a lot of YouTube videos on all kinds of things. I also have learned how to bake using YouTube videos. So I'm finding YouTube a really good, there's a word. Well, I find YouTube really good as far as being able to learn things from it. And this is, there's right now going on the PKD 30-day challenge where it's talking about and getting information of PKD out every day. And I thought, I enjoy being on camera. I'm such a ham. Why not? And so I figured I'd start to make some videos, and they could be informative, and they can be informative, but also just life, you know? Sometimes you just want to share life and make some explanations so people can more understand your life. Because that's not easy. people often don't. Which is not to say that they're bad people, it's simply, it's very difficult to understand that which you're not exposed to. So that was today's topic, and I hope I didn't ramble too much. I do tend to ramble. Maybe I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. We'll see.